This is Sara Prindle, and today we're going to be performing a sensory motor integration techniques on Trevor Prindle. So to get started, I'm going to use this glycerin swab. It's frozen, and I'm going to do the labial facilitation points and do the pressure points around his mouth. Next, we're going to do the labial inhibition points. So it's going to be the same pressure points, but instead of applying pressure, I'm going to do a light tap. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is stimulate to purse his lips. So I'm going to wipe the swab around his mouth clockwise, and then I'm going to do it counterclockwise. Next, we're going to stimulate to retract his lips. So I'm going to slide it across his lips 3 times and then do some inward motions. We're going to go from the stronger side to the weaker side, so we're pretending that this side over here is weaker. Oops. Next, we're going to stimulate for unilateral lip weakness. So I'm going to go around his lips again and then use short strokes away from his weaker side. So I'm going to go around clockwise. And then I'm going to go out on his weaker side. The next thing we're going to do is thermal stimulation to the facial pillars. So I'm going to have you open your mouth, and you're going to need to scoot forward a little bit and tilt your head back. Okay. Can you open your mouth a little wider? Okay, so I'm going to go like this. And here, can you turn your head so you can see it better? There we go. And turn your head this way. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is trigger the palatal reflex. So I'm going to need you to open your mouth again and tilt your head back. And we're going to go horizontally from the weaker side to the stronger side. Okay, now we're going to do a different technique to trigger palatal reflexing. So I'm going to need you to open your mouth wide, lean your head back, and we're going to go down. So we're going to start with the weaker side. Tilt your head back, please. Start with the weaker side and go down. Then we're going to go to the strong side, go down. Then we're going to go straight down the nasal spine. Perfect. Okay, next thing we're going to do is stimulate to increase tongue base retraction. So, go ahead and open your mouth and stick your tongue out. And we're going to go from the weaker side to the stronger side. Can you lean a little bit forward? And, okay. And see how your tongue kind of retracts. Great. Okay, another technique to increase tongue base retraction. I'm going to have you open your mouth again, and I'm going to glide the swab from your nasal spine down to the tip of your uvula. Okay. Oops. Okay, can you stick your tongue out? Okay. Make sure we can all see it. Okay, one more time. Your tongue definitely retracted. Good job. Okay. Next thing we're going to stimulate is to increase lingual curling. So I'm going to glide the swab on your lingual midline. And open your mouth. Stick your tongue out. Okay. Okay, the next thing, we're going to do is to reduce elevation in the posterior tongue. So I'm going to do long strokes down your tongue with a light touch and repetitive strokes from both sides towards the center. So go ahead and open your mouth. Start here. And then go from the other side. Great. Next, we are going to stimulate to elongate and elevate the tongue tip. So I'm going to glide the swab around the lateral edges of your tongue. And then I'm going to brush your tongue upward a little bit. So go ahead and open your mouth. Okay, oops, make sure you see this. I'm gonna go on the lateral edges. Oh, there's no right. There we go. Lateral edge over here. And then up. Here we go. And now we're going to use another technique to elevate the tongue tip. So this time I'm going to go along the lateral edges again, and I'm going to do strokes along the side of your tongue blade, and then you're going to hold that position, and I'm going to place pressure under the tip to encourage elevation. Okay, so open your mouth. We're going to go bilaterally this time. There, here, here, and then great. Okay, so now we're going to use a different technique to elevate the tongue tip. So go ahead and lift your tongue up because I'm going to stroke the bottom of your tongue. Perfect. Going to start on the left midline. Oops, sorry. Great. And the last thing we're going to do is stimulate to reduce lingual deviation on protrusion. So go ahead and open your mouth and stick your tongue out. Okay. I'm going to start with the weaker side. Open your mouth a little wider, please. Okay. I'm going to go here. Oops, sorry, here. We're going to go diagonally on the weaker side. And then we're going to do the tip again. And that's all. Good job.